Hi everyone, John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to another great an edition of IFYL Inspirations for Your Life. It's so great to be with you. And many of you know I've had a lot of guests that have been applying to be on the show. But you know what happens? We do some vetting to make sure that these people are actually going to provide value to you, my great viewers, and that they're not going to try to hard sell you. Because if they try to do that, I pretty much don't bring them on the air. And so I think when people realize that we're going to vet them and that it's not like they're just going to get on the air, we get hundreds of people that ask to be on the show, and we don't pick everybody. We pick out of 100 people, we might pick one or two people. And that's okay because we want good quality people. In the top right, you'll notice a QR code. Just take your phone, point at it with your camera. That'll direct you over to my link tree with lots of great information. If you're having trouble getting there, just go to Believe, Believe, me, achieve, ACHIEVE.com. I'll get you over to my link tree. Be sure to check out John's Daily National Day video and JCM Academy TikTok. All right. So thanks so much for popping by. And every week we start on Saturday, we end on Friday. We have a new master topic. We'll get to that in just a second. I want to thank the people that have been here for so long, supporting me. Really grateful for you being here and soaking all this great knowledge and sharing it with all of your friends and colleagues. And so hopefully the new people will become loyal, just like all of you been for all these years. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And our master topic. All right. Why some people don't want to succeed. All right. So let's talk about this. I have to grab a swig of water. But while I do that, I want to just share with you that today is a very important day. Today is National S'more Day. S'more what? Very funny. National S'more Day. When did it start, and what the heck is National S'more Day? So, National S'more Day recognizes the most popular campfire treat millions of people of all ages love. It's this gooey toasted treat, right? But how did National S'more Day start? I mean, I think that's really the question. All right. So the first official recipe for a s'more came out in 1927. It was a Girl Scout guidebook, quote, entitled Tramping and Trailing with the Girl Scouts. While the book was meant to give advice on how to be a good Girl Scout, always getting a parent's permission before hiking is obviously paramount. So, how do we celebrate National S'more Day? Well, you could go camping. You could host a s'more bar. You could try unique s'mores themed foods. But I did something even better, being that I have that little culinary edge on me that I like to make all these great desserts. I decided to go get a bag of marshmallows and buy a nice big bar of Hershey's dark chocolate. And I broke them. They're like in little small things. So there's like 25 little mini bars. I broke off maybe 4 or 6 of them. Had a couple that I ate. And then I took some honey graham crackers, put that into a little ramekin, big enough, like that I usually put like a creme brulee or something in. And I put that in there. And then I took my fork and I put the marshmallow on the fork. And then I used my torch, fired it up. Okay, first I put the chocolate down on there already, about 2 pieces. And then I cut a third piece so that it would all fit on those nice, basically would fit on those 2 crackers. So 2 and 2. And then what I did is after I got that, because it goes on fire, and I blew it out, lit on fire again, blew it out, stuffed it on there, got the next one, got really gooey, put the top on, and ate it. And that was, when I tell you, delicious. It was absolutely delicious. All right. S'mores are not something you eat every day, but it's definitely a fun treat. A lot of people like to put s'mores on a rod and stick it in the fire, but I got to tell you, having a s'more in your kitchen or in your backyard is amazing without having to do a barbecue. I mean, just doing something with a culinary torch. I mean, I think that's just like the epitome. Now, why don't people want to succeed? I'm going to tell you. It's because they've been waiting for something to happen and it hasn't yet happened. So you know what happens? They grow impatient. They're like, oh my gosh, this is never going to happen. I just give up. I mean, we've all had these challenges, right? When you're younger, or maybe some people still have these, where, you want to do something, but for whatever reason, the universe is just not putting in alignment. And there's more challenges coming your way. You're like, I want to stay positive. And if you're religious like I am, I pray like to God and the Lord. If you're not, or you believe in your creator, that's fine too. And you just need some time to maybe digest. So one thing I like to do is pray. You can meditate. And when you do this for a while, one of the things I like to do is I like to say the Our Father, and then say 10 Hail Marys, the Our Father, and then doing that basically 10 more times. So it's like a whole decade. And at the end of that time, you're either crying, maybe mid to it, but at the end, you're kind of like a little somber, and you're like feeling a little better. And I think the reason why people don't succeed in life is really simple. They have been pushing their whole life because they want this to happen now. They're impatient because they put all this effort in. I'm going to turn 21. I'm going to turn 30. I'm going to turn 40. I'm going to turn 50. And it has to happen by this date. When you start putting all that emphasis that it has to happen now, the body just shuts down. And it's like, oh, help. And then you start to realize that you're actually okay. And you may not be where you want to be yet, but you're actually a lot better than you were before. And somehow you make it work. And so if we can appreciate where we are and know that we may not get where we want to be today or tomorrow, but just be grateful that we're going to get there. And each day we're getting somewhere better than where we were, right? And I got to tell you, coming home tonight after I was at one of these little truck rallies we had at our place, we had like this taxi guy who was serving these sliders, which I didn't have the bread at all. I just took the burger with the cheese and the pickles and the ketchup, and they were really nasty. So I don't think I'd ever buy from them again. It was like $12 for 2 little mini burgers. I threw the bread away, and they charged this $2 convenience fee. So it was like $10, $5 per slider, and then $2 for convenience fee. That was like nuts. And then after that, I came home and I made my s'more. And I have to tell you, that was so much fun. I haven't made a s'more in a long time. But, just doing that and having fun with it and then getting to eat it, that was just a lot of fun. So I think the reason people don't succeed is they get so caught up in the moment, or they get caught up in the future. They're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? What were you doing before? And if things don't go the way you want right in this moment, people have a tendency of shutting down. Now, if you just give yourself a little break, and then suddenly a window or a door might open just a tiny bit, and you're like, I can do this. Like, I've got something that can else get me to the next spot. And it might just be something that's temporary, but it puts you in a good frame of mind. I've talked to so many people, whether it's sports, whether it's scholastics, whether it's goal setting, whether it's relationships. They get upset and angry because they're not where they want to be. They've just turned this birthday and, oh my gosh, I didn't make the million. I didn't do this. All right, I get it. And I know you're upset, and I know you want to become better. The most important thing is that you realize you want to be better. So the fact that you realize that you want to be better is already good, because your body's going to go where your energy is going to go. Basically, your thoughts are going to flow where your energy goes, right? So energy will go where your thoughts flow. Really easy. Energy is going to go where your thoughts flow, or thought flows where energy goes. Same way, energy goes where your thoughts flow, or thoughts flow where your energy goes. Same thing. It's just wherever you're thinking about, the energy just takes it that way. And so when you focus on something, and somebody else taught me something a long time ago, if you don't want to bring something to your dreams, or you don't want to make something upset you, it's important not to put judgment on something. Maybe you're having a hard day and you're meditating before you go to sleep, and you're just examining your day. The important thing to do is not to be judgmental about it. Say, okay, that happened. All right, so what could I do to change it? And then just think about it, but don't put any judgment on it and just observe it. That's it. And when you go to sleep, you'll have a very peaceful sleep. I can tell you that when you relinquish control, now this sounds very odd, but when you relinquish control, it's like a way gets made, a crack of a window opens, a door opens slightly. And again, the reason why you're not achieving what you want is because you're putting so much emphasis on the fact that, oh my God, if this doesn't happen today, and we've all had this. Maybe you were in college, maybe you were in high school, you're like, oh my gosh, if I don't get this today, if I don't get this by this time, if I don't get this by, and you put all this pressure on yourself. So you know what you need to do? You need to just let go. That's right, let go. And when you do this huge weight just drops off your head and it just kind of like water rolling down your back, right? When we can have that moment, it changes us. Now you might say, John, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do this. And none of it's working. So you know what my advice to you is? Forget about everything for a moment. Just forget about everything. Maybe go close your eyes, go lie down, maybe pray, go meditate, and just give in. Like, just say, hey, universe or God, help me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but help me. And I will promise you that by the time you get done with, if you're going to do your meditation, you're doing your prayers, whatever you're doing, you're going to get maybe not a solution to your problem, but you're going to feel better. And then a little later, you're going to feel better because something else is going to be present for you. You see, what happens is when we get too wrapped up in our emotions of why something didn't happen, we freak out. So the best advice I can give you is to let go. Let go. Let go and let it flow. All right. The reason that people don't want to let go is because they are control freaks. They feel, oh my gosh, if I don't let go, and I know I was one of these people many years ago. It's like you have to control everything. Now, there's a point to controlling, and there's a point to management, and there's a point to trusting, right? And so when you've hired people and you trust them, realize they're going to do a good job for you. You've done a good thing in the way you've interviewed them, and you did your due diligence. So put some confidence in the person a little bit. Give them a little bit of slack, okay? And I think when you do this, your mind's going to step back and you're going to be like, oh, that was so easy. But people get so riled up. Oh my gosh, if I don't get this by this day, if I don't have this done by tomorrow, if I don't have this by tonight, what am I going to do? What are you going to do? It's real simple. Nothing. And you might say, John, how do I live? Just let everything that doesn't matter go. And for the sake of this, I want you to understand that the only thing that matters right now is you, your health. So just let everything go. Take some deep breaths, pray, meditate, and just let things flow. And you may not have an answer. But as I said, your body's going to become more in alignment with the energy to bring you positivity, to bring you a change in your life. I'm going to give you examples. So I had this happen one time where I was trying to do something. I was really frustrated. And I didn't know how it was going to work. And I was still frustrated. But at the end of my meditation and my prayer, I didn't have the solution, but I at least felt more connected to the fact that there is a solution, that it's not hopeless anymore. Because when you get all up here in your head, it's like, oh my God, it's like, you might say, oh my gosh, why do I have to live? And you're not doing that in the way, you're not really meaning that. You value your life, of course, but you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to live. I don't want to just, and it's because it gets all up you. So you just have to just stop. Okay. This even happens, maybe some people going from 19 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 56. It's like you put all this emphasis and just step back and realize that you're going to be okay. And you're in a moment. And that moment is going to pass like a bump in the road. And when you see it as a bump in the road, you're like, huh, that wasn't so bad. I was making that out to be this horrible thing. And it was because I was feeding it with so much energy. And when you feed something, what happens when you feed a fire with more wood? It blows up, right? What happens when you add paper to a fire? It ignites and maybe gets bigger. You add water to the fire, it goes out. So, what you need to do to extinguish your fire is to let go. Now, that's the hardest thing for a lot of control people because they got to control everything. So, if you could just imagine, if you can't let go, say to yourself, what would it be like, or what would it look like if I could let go? I know I can't let go, but what would it feel like? What would I see? Where would I be if I let go? How would I act if I could let go? And guess what? Your body's going to imagine letting go, and slowly you're going to let go. And you're going to just come into a state of bliss, and you're going to become in alignment with things. They're going to help you become a better version of yourself and help you to create more positivity and attract in your life. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you again this evening, as it is every evening. I hope you choose to like, love, and support my channel. Comment below. What does it mean to you when I tell you to let go? Can you do that for me? When you get really uptight, just let go. Just let go. No one else is around. Just let everything go for an hour, 2 hours. And if you're worried about being late for something, set an alarm. Tell Siri to set an alarm for you for a certain time, maybe a few hours later. And when the alarm goes off, chances are you're going to be back in alignment way before that. But just the fact that you've set that, your body now could totally let go. So like, oh, you know what? Yeah, the alarm will go off, and you're going to get up way before them, like, and you're going to feel fine. And your mind is going to change. And the perspective of what you have from today to tomorrow is going to change. And that thing that seems so distant and so out there is going to appear right next to you. I encourage you, ladies and gentlemen, to comment, but also tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then go to my YouTube channel and type in John space C space MORLEY space serial entrepreneur and look for the key phrase, ladies and gentlemen, to keep my content free. Click on that PayPal link and make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a nice savory slice of watermelon, refreshing vanilla and chocolate soft cone, or an icy cold drink. Either way, we'll put those pennies that you invest in us to new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, and even new facilities and staff to give you the most jaw-dropping motivational content. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for popping in today. And if you need to review these nuggets, go ahead and do it, because there's a lot of valuable information. And if you missed something, just go back. There's no crime in definitely doing that. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, which is Thursday. Take care, everyone.